Howdy friends, Steve DePoe here for the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog. This week we're going to talk about the home buying process. Now, we get a lot of questions about the home buying process, specifically from first-time home buyers. Last year we worked with about 22 first-time home buyers. That was way short of our goal. Our goal was 52. But we work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and we get a lot of questions about what's the process, what do I have to do, etc. And this is also pertinent to people who haven't purchased a home in about 12 to 15 years. Back around 2008, 2009, when the subprime mortgage crisis hit, well, a lot of things changed about the home buying process. So this particular this particular vlog would be interesting to people who haven't purchased in about 12 to 15 years, okay? So let's get started. So the first step is what? Get pre-approved. You get pre-approved so you can know what you can comfortably afford, in a home. You don't want to be what we call house poor. You're paying, you're paying a high percentage of your monthly income to your mortgage. You want to be able to go out to dinner. You want to be able to afford a couch. You want to be able to get cable TV, those types of things. So you don't want to be house poor. You want to comfortably be able to afford your mortgage. Okay. Second, when you want to be able to act quickly when the right house comes along. There were a lot of houses today. Most of these are in the $1 million range, okay? But there are a lot of houses today, and then even more since COVID-19 hit, that they want to know when I make an appointment, they want to know whether my buyer's been pre-approved, because they don't want looky-loos just coming in. They want to make sure that people are serious and that people are ready to buy, okay? And that they have the funding and the finances to be able to afford the house, okay? So now that we're pre-approved, get a list of requirements. There's a lot of variables out there that you have to consider, right? There's the location, there's the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, the number of floors, what's your budget. Now, we talked about what you can comfortably afford, but also remember there are other things involved in the budget, not just your mortgage. There's taxes, there's HOA dues, there's electrical bill, cable bill, water bill, those types of things. So get your budget down. There's also, if you're buying a resale, then what's your repair budget, okay? So if you're going to be able to put $1,000 a month into repairs, that you can have your house completed, maybe let's say in 2 years, okay? But anyway, you want to understand what your budget looks like in order to be able to move forward. If you're looking for a new home or a resale, okay, that's real important. That helps me understand who am I going to talk to. Am I going to go out to talk to one of my new construction people, on your behalf, or am I going to do a search online on what we call MLS, to find you a house there? Okay, so that's important to try to understand. You can have a mix of both. Don't get me wrong, but our main direction is really important. Do your homework is our next step. What's your needs versus wants? Okay, so a need is, look, you have 2 children, and the 2 of us. And so we definitely need 3 bedrooms, okay? That's a need, okay? A want is a 4th or 5th bedroom, okay? So you have to understand what your needs versus wants are. Because I don't want to bother showing you, I'm not going to show you 2-bedroom houses when you need 3 bedrooms, okay? We don't want to waste your time, and we don't want to waste the seller's time of us going through the house, right? We got to try to set emotions aside. This is a difficult one, especially for first-time home buyers. I get it. I've been there. I understand. We want to set emotions aside. It's just business. We have to try to get that to our head. It's just business, because we don't want to go nuts and get a house that's not going to fit us, or we like the color of the bathroom, and so we have to have this house. Paint is cheap. We'll paint another bathroom the same color. We have to try to take emotion out of it. It's just business. I'm going to say that to you a lot. We have to get on the same page. Not only you and me get on the same page, but you's got to get on the same page, right? We got to have the 2 main components here, the husband, wife, or the 2 partners or whatnot, be on the same page. We don't want to be looking at all brick houses when one of you really wants stucco. Or we don't want to be looking at 2-story houses when one of you really thinks, my knees bother me. I really want a 1-story house, So let's get on the same page, all 3 of us, right? We want to make the best decision for you, okay? That's everything. That's the condition of the house, the location, the price, all of that. We want to make the best decision for you, and we want to be able to act quickly. Now, right now, we're in a little bit of a buyer's market. Okay, this COVID-19 thing kind of the listings kind of expanded exponentially, and the buyers, although they continue to rise, the buyers are moving up slowly. So it's a little bit of a buyer's market right now. So right now, if you called me tomorrow, I'd say, okay, we have a little bit of time. We can kind of weigh our pros and cons. 3 months from now, it looks like it's going to probably go back to a seller's market. And so we're going to want to act quickly then too. But so we don't want a good house. We don't want the house that we want to lose it because we weren't able to act quickly. Okay. So we're going to start a search. And so what are some of the things that we're going to want to look at in that search? We're going to want to identify neighborhoods that are going to work for us. We're not going to look up in Gainesville when you all work down in Dallas, as an example, right? We want to identify neighborhoods. What neighborhood works for you? Is it you want one that's close to the shopping mall, or that doesn't really matter to you? We know that on every street corner almost in the Metroplex, there's a dry cleaner, there's a nail salon, and there's a bakery. So that's not going to be an issue. But is your favorite steakhouse or favorite Mexican restaurant too far away, and you're gonna have to find another one, and you want to be right around the corner? Okay, so a lot of things that you have to kind of consider. School district. Okay, what's the school district like? Now, maybe your kids are just about to graduate high school and you're going to be empty nesters, but you don't want to necessarily also live in a neighborhood where the school district is poor, because that'll hurt you on the resale side. Okay, couple years down the line. So that's something to consider. Take a look at the surrounding areas. Just had a couple this past winter who was looking at a $650,000 house in Frisco. Found them a house, beautiful house. They actually said, we want to look at this one. Beautiful house. Only problem was that the backyard, there's nice fence in the backyard, nice backyard, but the backyard fence backed up to a retail area. Right now, look, there's a lot of things you can do to the house. You can put solar panels. You can put gold faucets in. You could put in hardwood floors. All these kinds of things, right? But you can't do anything about the location in the neighborhood because it's there forever, right? So that's something that's important. Does the neighborhood fit you? Does not only the neighborhood, but the location fit you? We'll save those searches to come back to later to compare against the other searches that we may do. Now comes the fun part, right? We're going to do the big tour of homes we're going to go through, right? This is the fun part. We're going to kind of knock it down to around 4 or 5 houses that you think you want to see, that you can kind of see, at least in pictures, financially, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, all that kind of stuff would work for you, okay? We're going to take a tour of homes. We're going to pick 4 or 5 houses, and we're going to go out. We're going to ask you, take some notes, take a look at the likes and dislikes you have for each house. Compare them, do pros and cons, okay? I'm going to ask you, after we leave each house, what do you like about this house, what you don't like? How does it compare to the previous house? Would you say this is number 1 now, or this is number 3? So we can kind of start to rank them, that kind of thing, right? And then, do you see yourself? Do you see your family? Do you see your stuff in this house? Can you see your stuff and your family in this house, in this location? That's going to be important. Now, what are we going to look for when we go into each house, right? So here's the dirty little secret, right? And you all know this already. Every listing agent and each homeowner is going to stage the house, okay? They're going to make it look its absolute best. Why? They want top dollar for it, naturally. That makes sense. I don't blame them for that. We do the same thing, okay? But we have to kind of look past that a little bit. So we have to look at the condition of the house. Now, they're not going to have, if they've got, they've got kindergarten aged kids, we're not going to see, crayon murals all over the walls. Those are going to be painted. Those are going to be taken care of. But we have to look at the condition of the house. There's some things that we can look at, like the foundation and door sticking and, actually the paint on the wall and those kinds of things. What's the condition of the house? We're going to ask whether we can take photos or not. Some people will say, no, we don't want you to take photos. Some will be okay with it. We're going to take as many, at least mental photos as we can. We're going to make notes, like I said, okay? We're going to make notes on each house. I'm going to ask you to make notes on each house. Consider what home improvements have to be made. Maybe the house is really nice, but you don't like the tile in the master bathroom. Okay, that's a home improvement that you're going to have to make somewhere down the line in order for you to love the house. Okay, so consider what those home improvements are going to be. And like I just said a couple seconds ago, location, location, location. It's something we used to say a lot in real estate. It still holds today. There's a lot of things you can do to the house, but you know what? In that particular house I mentioned, they're not going to be able to remove that retail space over their back fence. Okay, so we have to understand what the location is. Are you close to some of the things you want, like restaurants and nail salons and places of worship and car repair places and gas stations and those kinds of things, right? Where are you? Where are you in relation to stuff? Where are you in relation to your favorite bank? Maybe, you know. Um, this is all. This is a lot of things to consider. And then I say, take a test drive. What's a test drive? Let's say you all work in downtown Dallas, and I'm showing you a house in Allen. I'm going to say, get up early one morning, figure out how to do it. Get up early one morning and drive to that neighborhood. And if you think you have to leave, if you think you have to leave the house at 7 o'clock to be at work at 8 o'clock, well, then do it. Leave the neighborhood at 7 o'clock and go to work. See how long it's going to take you. Is it a half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour and a half? Hey, when I lived back in New Jersey, I would drive an hour and a half each way to and from work, because that's the way it was. That's where I worked, and that's the only house I could afford at the time, right? And so I had to understand that, right? And so you should too. You should come do a test drive to see how long it takes you to get to work from that house. Then we narrow it down to one house with a backup. Okay, why? Maybe that first house doesn't work out. Maybe we find out that the roof leaks and the owners just won't pay for a new roof or something, right? Some kind of catastrophic thing that we got to go on to option or plan B, right? So we're gonna have a first house and a backup. I'm gonna do comps for you. Those are comparable houses. So if you're looking at, let's say, a 3-bedroom with a 2-bath, let's say 2,500 square feet, um, you don't want to bid 400,000 for it when every other house in the neighborhood is 300, right? It ain't going to fly. You're going to be upside down, right? And so we're going to understand what the houses in the neighborhood go for, so that we make an informed business decision. There's that business decision again. Okay, we're going to look at repairs. What kind of repairs are you going to need? Are you going to have to replace the master shower, the master floor, the flooring in the kitchen? The kitchen appliances, do they work, but they're going to have to be replaced shortly? These are things that we're going to have to understand. It all goes into your thinking. What's a good closing date for you? Okay, so don't, if you come to me and say, hey, Steve, it's June 1st now, and we have our lease is up at the end of June. Whoa, we're in trouble, right? But let's understand what a good closing date for you is. Again, it's a business decision. Let's try to take emotion out of it if we can. Okay, and then we're going to make an offer. We're going to make an offer on the house. We'll get to that on the next slide. We have to understand what the financing is. So we've already been pre-approved, so we know how much you can afford, how much you have to put down, and how much you're going to finance. All goes into making an offer. Okay, and then so we're going to do what's called a 1 to 4 family residential contract. Once all parties agree, we have an executed contract. When the buyers, that's you, and the sellers, agree, and they sign it, they sign off on it, it's called an executed contract. It's a legal binding document. People ask me, do I need an attorney? The answer to that is no, but. Okay, so these documents that you're going to sign, I'm going to help fill out for you, and that you're going to sign, those documents were created by Texas State real estate attorneys for Austin. Okay, and so they're legal documents. Once you sign them, they're considered a legal document. So everything has to be correctly filled out, and you understand what you're signing, all that kind of good stuff. But you don't really need an attorney, because these are filled out. These are created by real estate attorneys. But if you want an attorney, feel free to get one. And that's if you're more comfortable having an attorney look over the documents, go for it. I would encourage it, but you don't really need it because they're legal documents. Know when to walk away. Okay, so if we're bidding back and forth on a house, the house is listed this, you offer this, like this. Know when your walk away is. You don't want to overpay for a house. That's when we go on to that option B, right? But we don't want you to overpay for a house. So know when to walk away. Okay. Then after we have the contract signed and we have the executed contract, now we have to get the house inspected. So we're going to go to a Texas state certified home inspector. Home inspectors, just like real estate professionals, are certified by the state of Texas. They have to take tests, they're bonded, all that kind of stuff. There's going to be they're going to have a list of like 1,000 things that they're going to look at. Okay, literally. Okay, in the house. They're going to look at specifically at structural and safety things, and what I like to call big ticket items. So if the air conditioning system is like 20 years old, that's on its last leg, right? And so we have to understand what condition it is, what servicing it needs, etc. And a home inspector will get that first. They're going to give us a 30 to 50-page report. Okay, I'm going to go through it with you, and then we're going to go negotiate repairs. We're going to negotiate with the seller what repairs they're going to make in order for you to be happy and move forward. Now, there's a clause in the contract, the executed contract, that allows you to step away if you don't like what's going on. Okay, just so you know that. I should have covered that before. But you can walk away if you have to at that point. If for example, it needs a new roof and they say, no, I'm not paying for a new roof, and you want to walk away, you can get your escrow money back, you can get your earnest money back, and we can walk away onto Plan B. Home insurance. You're going to need home insurance. Now, what's home insurance? It protects your house, and it protects the assets in the house from any unforeseen accident, like fire, floods, tornadoes, those kinds of things, right? We work with some really great home insurance companies that we can recommend if you kind of need one. Then we're going to get a home warranty. Now, a home warranty is basically for the stuff in the house, the mechanicals in the house, the dishwasher, the hot water heater, the heater and air conditioning system. They warranty these items because we can do all the home inspections that we want, but we don't know when and if that thing's going to break down. We know it's going to break down eventually. They all do, right? But we don't know when. The last thing we want is for it to break down the week you're moving in August, right? And so we get a home warranty. The Rose Realty team is going to make sure that the seller pays for that home warranty, at least for the first year. Okay, you have a right and you have the ability to pay for that, for multiple years after that. We suggest that you do until those big ticket items are gone. But we're going to get the seller to pay for that home warranty to make sure that you're safe and sound in the house. Then we're going to go to closing. Okay, closing is when a lot of people get their buyers. Every time I closed on one of my houses, I got sick to my stomach during closing because it's like, oh my God, what am I doing? But this is actually, we're coming towards the end here, right? So this is like the last step. Okay, you're going to need a photo ID, proof of insurance, proof of that homeowner's insurance, plus proof of warranty. Okay, so you need those. There's going to be a lot of paperwork. There's going to be a lot of paperwork that you're going to have to sign. Coming back from that 2008, 2009 crisis, a lot of paperwork you have to sign. You're going to have to come with a certified check, because you're going to have to pay for all those closing fees, and some insurance, maybe HOA fees, whatever. Then you're going to have to come with a personal check for some incidentals that didn't get added on. Okay, that's not going to amount to much, but you need. That's why I said money. This is where you turn over the money. The house then becomes yours when what we call it's funded. Now, what's funded? Funded is when your bank or your credit union or whatever you're using as a mortgage company sends the money to the seller's bank or mortgage company, or the seller if they have no mortgage. As soon as that transfer takes place and we get like a stamp saying that it's done, then the house is funded. It's yours. You get the keys. Now it's time to relax. It's all over with. You've bought your house. You should be happy. You got kind of, you know, that you got the house that you wanted. But it's not over. Follow me, please, to a local restaurant, because you know what? The first round's on me. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that I kind of explained what the home buying process is today. It's real important to understand what that is, as you kind of as we kind of move forward, buying either your second home or your third home or your first home if you're a first time home buyer. Next Friday, we're going to talk more about this loan forbearance that came about during the CARES Act around this COVID-19 thing. There's still a lot of things that people are unsure about and really don't quite understand about it. And there's also more stuff that's coming out about it. So we're going to talk more about this loan forbearance next Friday. On Wednesday is going to be my real estate, my market analysis, or real estate market analysis for North Texas. Please don't miss that. So this is Steve DePoe for the Rose Realty team, hoping you and your family are still safe after this COVID-19 thing. Please be safe out there. I'm going to bounce.